What would you do if the only way to afford a home in your city meant compromising on almost everything you wanted and spending close to $1 million to do so? On today's Real Stories episode, you'll meet Leanne, who realized that buying in New York City meant giving up too much and instead chose to buy her second home first on Hilton Head Island for half the price. What if your 401k came with a fire pit and a lake view? That's the question that inspired it all. I'm Katie Klein, and living in New York City meant buying a home felt impossible. So I decided to flip the script and buy my second home first. When I'm not there, it doubles as a short-term rental, covering its costs, building equity, and even turning a profit. And best of all, it gives me a place to vacation for free. What 401k can do that? Every week, join me as we hear from real people who've done the same and experts who can help you do it too. If you thought owning any home, let alone a second one, was out of reach, this is the show for you. This is Second Home First. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Second Home First. I'm your host, Katie Klein, and today we have a really exciting Real Stories episode for you all. Today, I'm chatting with Leanne, who lives on the Upper East Side of New York City. She originally started house hunting for a primary home there, but quickly realized just how much compromise she'd have to make, and that's at $1 million price point, no less. Instead, Leanne chose to buy her second home first, a fully furnished 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo close to dreamy amenities of Hilton Head Island for half of what a smaller place would have cost in Manhattan. We talk about why working with a local real estate agent was a game changer for her, how hiring a management company became integral to her success, and the one simple question her realtor asked her that changed everything. So, without further ado, let's hear from Leanne. Leanne, when you decided to buy your second home first, where were you living at the time?
I was and still am in New York City
Okay, on the Upper East Side, right?
on the Upper East Side. Yeah.
Had you considered buying a home on the Upper East Side or in New York in general?
Yes, I did. Honestly, I still peek at Zillow and Redfin just to see what's out there. But to be honest, every time I started to get close to liking something, I felt like I was compromising on the location or I'd be paying way more than what I was comfortable with. Up here was just,
Yep.
there was just a lot going on for what I really wanted. And it just, nothing felt right.
What was the ballpark price in New York City that you were looking at in order to buy something?
To be honest, I didn't know even where to begin. So, everything here for what I wanted, a 2-bedroom, because I work from home, I needed an office space, was like close to $1 million for just like a 2-bedroom apartment or a townhouse. I have 2 dogs. I wanted outdoor space, and it was a lot, and I wasn't prepared. It's just me. It was my own income. It was a lot for me to take on, and I was just not prepared for that. And the taxes up here are a lot.
That's a really good point that people don't think about. They just see the purchase price, which, like you said, at close to $1 million for, by the way, a 2-bedroom. I think sometimes with our city mentality is we're really warped, but like that is a crazy price tag for a small footprint. And then on top of it, you have the taxes.
I mean, look, if I took out a few of the wants, like I want a washer dryer, I want outdoor space, I want, like if it could have lowered, but then again, I'm compromising for what I have now and the amount of travel and everything. So I started to look elsewhere.
We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. When I was finally ready to rent out my vacation home, I had no idea what to charge guests. Thankfully, that's when I found Price Labs, a dynamic pricing tool that helps me automate pricing like a pro. It's simple. Price Labs uses real-time data to automatically adjust my rates based on local demand, nearby events, and booking trends. It's easy to use, lets me set my own minimum and maximum prices, and keeps my pricing smart and competitive without any manual work. If you want your vacation home to pay for itself or even turn a profit, You need Price Labs to help you get the most from every booking. Visit the link in the show notes and enter code Second Home First, all one word, for a 30-day free trial plus $10 off your first invoice. Interior design is one of my favorite parts of buying a second home. I love creating a beautiful space. But let's be honest, staying on budget, managing orders, tracking deliveries, and juggling countless retailers can get overwhelming fast, which is why so many hosts turn to Minoan. With Minoan, you can shop more than 180 brands you love all in one place. That's brands like Crate and Barrel, Samsung, Anthropologie, Article, Casper, and so many more. They give you access to better than trade pricing, something typically reserved for professional designers, allowing you to save on every purchase. They keep every order, delivery, and receipt organized in one clean dashboard. And the best part, there's no membership fee, no subscription, no catch, just a streamlined approach with big savings. Once your second home is set up, Minoan can even make it shoppable. Your place basically becomes a four-walled influencer. So after guests spend a weekend obsessing over your couch or those sheets or that coffee maker, they can scan your QR code and order the exact same item for their own home. You earn a commission, no extra work required. To furnish smarter, visit minoan.com/secondhome to sign up and receive a free $25 in credit. And now back to the show. Yeah, you're compromising and you're still at $1 million price tag. So where did you decide to buy instead?
So I ended up buying in Hilton Head, South Carolina. And the reason for that was it was a mixture of things. Like the island itself has a very special place for me. And in college, I played tennis tournaments down there, and it quickly became a vacation spot for my family and I for years. And I've seen the island start to shift and grow. So I saw potential and it just made sense. And I have the luxury of being able to work from home, work wherever I am. And I wanted a place where I can maybe jet off in January and spend down there and get out of the city. And so I decided to start looking down there, and I ended up finding a place.
And what were houses selling for in that area? Or are we looking at, comparable 2-bed, 2-bath?
Down there was like a completely different animal. Vacationing there for years, I thought I knew the island. I knew nothing. Like vacationing and owning were two different beasts. And I was lucky I found a really good realtor because he took the time to really educate me. He took a day just to drive me around the island and show me the different pockets of neighborhoods and where I could potentially live and rent, or what are strictly rental places. And he asked me like a game-changing question at the end of the day. And he's like, are you looking for a rental property or are you looking for a lifestyle? And it completely shifted my mindset because you can buy something there for $300,000 and it's a turnkey place. And then the moment he asked me that question, I was like, I want a lifestyle. So at that point, my budget doubled.
Which is still less than New York.
It's still less than New York, but then it also comes along with a gated community, beach access, tennis courts right across, like walking distance, golf. I mean, some of them are dog friendly, some of them aren't. And 2-bedroom, 2-bath, like it's a home, really.
What about the dream washer dryer that is completely unattainable?
I mean, yes, I finally got my washer dryer, but it's, a 2-hour flight away, but I still have it.
And you talked about lifestyle, but really, what was your goal when you bought that home?
I wanted a place for myself and my family to enjoy that I could rent out. And then also for friends and family to go down. Once I shifted out of thinking about New York, it was something that I could rent out when I'm not there that would cover the expenses, but then at the same time, help with the mortgage. But then in the long term, maybe I'm spending half the year there. Or maybe my mom is going to retire down there and then pay me rent,
Right.
like it just opens up so many opportunities for my family.
Mm-hmm. So when did you choose to buy and how has it been going since then?
Well, funny enough, tomorrow will be 1 year since I closed.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy how time flies.
Hmm.
And I've learned so much within that time frame. It's been overwhelming. I'm still learning. I'm probably making mistakes, but it's part of the process. But I have to say, it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. I'm really
Wow.
happy.
Why,
Yeah.
what makes you say that?
Well, one, the rental business has been fantastic. Like, I honestly, it has, since buying, I don't think I've really had to pay much of my mortgage.
Wow. So for an entire year, because you've been using short-term rental income, you haven't had to go out of pocket to pay your mortgage.
A good, I would say it has, the rental income has paid probably 90% of my mortgage. Yes,
Wow.
every month, except for the month that I mean, I took January down there, but
Right.
yeah, it's been that good.
And you have a management company, right?
Yes, yes. So that I have to say, because of an island, the location, everything's going to be different based on where you are. But Hilton Head is a vacation spot. There's a lot of rental villas down there and hotels. So I thought, well, when I found the place, it was already being managed by this company. I walked in. This place came furnished too, newly furnished. So that also was a plus for me. But it looked brand new, like pristine. So this rental company kept it so well done. I kept them. And I meet with them, I talk to them. They know the competition on the island. They adjust the pricing on a weekly basis to make sure that I'm getting rentals. They work with me. They know I'm in the industry. They know I know, how hotels and travel work. So they're very open to adapting as needed. And without them, I don't have running my own business. I don't have time to rent out this villa. So in a location like Hilton Head, it makes sense. And it certainly has made sense for me.
Plus, you're a flight away. So if something breaks, you don't necessarily want to be the one who's dealing with that middle of the night phone call. You've outsourced that to the management company.
Which has
Now, of course,
happened.
I'm
Like
sure. I'm
my
sure.
dishwasher broke and they did it in a matter of 24 hours. They ran the cost by me. They did it. And, they have their handyman on call. And I just had to approve the costs.
Yeah. And I think the beauty of what you're saying too is the downside of a management company is, of course, that's going to eat into our profits because you're paying them a fee to do the services that they're doing for you. However, even with that, you've covered 90% of your mortgage in your first year. And I think it will probably only get better from here.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think look, to me it's worth it. And it's a minimal percentage. They take it out of it's their commission. It's fine. I don't have to pay them. They take it out before I receive my income and it includes the cleaning, the maintenance, something goes wrong, my HOA, they're in contact. I don't have to deal with it. It's a peace of mind that I'm happy to pay.
We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. If you're listening to the show, I know making memories with family and friends is super important to you. And that's why I'm excited to introduce you to Flightographer. Flightographer connects travelers with local photographers in more than 350 destinations around the world. But it's more than just a photo shoot. It's a way to capture meaningful memories and experience a place through a local's lens. When I look back on past Flightographer photo shoots I've done, I don't just see pictures, but special moments preserved. I remember the feeling of that day and the story behind every shot. Whether you're celebrating a milestone birthday, a family vacation, or a special getaway to your second home, Flightographer is there to capture the moments you never want to forget. To book your own Flightographer shoot, visit the link in the show notes and use code SHF25. That's S as in second, H as in home, F as in first, 25 to get $25 off your first shoot. You finally bought your dream vacation home. Now what? Your goal is for it to pay for itself, but between managing bookings, guest messages, and cleaners, it can feel like a full-time job. That's where Lodify comes in. Lodify is a comprehensive vacation rental platform that makes it easy to manage and market your second home, even if you're just getting started. From syncing your calendar across Airbnb, Vrbo, and Booking.com to automating payments and guest communication, Lodify simplifies it all. It's built for beginners and comes with free one-on-one onboarding to help you get up and running fast. To make your second home start working for you, visit the link in the show notes and use code SHF20. That's S as in second, H as in home, F as in first, 20 to receive an additional 20% off their yearly and bi-yearly plans.
Finding the right cleaning team has been absolutely crucial to the success of my second homes. They're my eyes and ears on the property when I'm not there, spotting issues early, keeping standards high, and helping me wow guests time and again. But finding someone local you actually trust, that wasn't always easy until I found Turno. Turno connects you with vetted cleaners who understand the demands of short-term rentals in your specific market. Their app makes everything simple, from auto-scheduling your cleans to photo and video checklists that ensure your property looks exactly the way you want, and even automatic payments after each clean is completed. Click the link in the show notes to check out Turno and get $25 off your first cleaning.
And now back to the show. I like to think about vacation home owners in three different camps. One is what I like to call a profit maximizer. So someone who's really focused on how much money can I squeeze out of this. On the other side, we have a first dibber. So someone who says, I don't care if I'm displacing high revenue bookings. I want to use the property when I want to use it. And somewhere in between, we have the sweet spotter. When you bought this house, which camp do you think you fell into?
I think I'm a mix of all three, to be honest. I went into this as a sweet spotter. I found a place that spoke to me. And then once the rental income started to come in, I quickly shifted. Profit maximizer. I will delay my time down there in order to get the bookings.
Right.
That said, I block off January every year for myself. I'm down there for a full month. There'll be a week or two in May when my family goes down that I'm blocking off. And also I have a rental company. Like I am displacing some revenue for that, for the ease. So yeah, I'm a mix of all three, but I definitely shifted once I saw that it's fun. It's fun to see the bookings come in. It's fun to, it's like a
There's
game.
a real dopamine hit to,
Yeah,
to that
sure.
bank account ding. Did you have any fears or concerns before you made the purchase?
Absolutely. I
What
still
were
have
they?
fears. I mean, look, again, I'm doing this alone. I still have, New York's not cheap to live in. I'm running a business. You don't know what's going to happen with clients day to day. This economy is up and down. So yeah, just, can I manage it all? Can I do it all? It's a regular fear. And also, am I doing this right? Like, I opened up an LLC. I'm putting it under an LLC, learning how to, put the deed in South Carolina laws under an LLC. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Thank God for like a supportive family and a financial advisor and ChatGPT, learning new terms. So yeah, the fears are still there and they're real, but it also adds to the experience and the excitement for sure.
What do you wish you knew before you bought this home?
Everything. Everything. That first month and like how fast things happen, especially in South Carolina. So they have, I think it was something like 28 days to close. It's like a law down there or something. Whereas up here, it could take some time to close on a house or something like that. They have a specific amount of time. So
You have to close within 28 days.
yes,
Wow.
I had to
I didn't
sign a
know that.
paper and everything. Like it's a law down there. So I decided at the end of August, like right around Labor Day, that I want to buy this house. We negotiated on the price, and then I had a closing date like that weekend, and I was like, oh, okay. And then all the closing costs, and that I wish you're not prepared. You're never prepared. It's a lot up front, so that made me nervous. And then again, anything, if you decide to put it under an LLC and you're doing it alone, I didn't hire a lawyer this time, that, just hand holding that way.
Yeah. Closing costs are something interesting too. And I don't know how it varies by state, but that is something that you can negotiate with the owner of the property for them to cover those costs for you. Now, if it's a hot ticket, an in demand property, the likelihood of you getting that accepted is very low. But again, not something that most of us are familiar with.
Yeah, I ended up negotiating them down on their price heavily, so I was
That's
able to do
great.
it that way. And then also the fact that this wasn't a first home, my interest rate was different. So learning the difference in the interest rates was interesting. But I had a really good, I was lucky, knock on wood. I think my dad was with me. I had good people educating me and handholding me.
What would be your final piece of advice for anyone who's considering buying their second home first?
Listen to your gut. I had a lot of people questioning, why are you buying a second home before you even buy your first? I mean, it made sense for my situation. I wasn't going to rush to buy a place to live in and then just work to live, so it's paying off, and you have to listen to yourself. Most big decisions, it's never going to feel like the right time, and you just have to trust yourself and just do it.
I had the exact same situation. So many people confused or doubting us, or just quite frankly telling us it was the wrong decision or a dumb decision to make. But I think you're right, especially for people like us who live in these high cost of living places, and you're looking at what a two-bedroom apartment is gonna cost you without a washer dryer. Maybe
Right.
that would be the crazy
Yeah.
decision.
Right. I mean, and I haven't had to change my lifestyle yet on this end, knock on wood. Like, look, I don't know what tomorrow brings, but
Right.
like so far, everything is working out. I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm also want to put it out there and be positive about it. And I think I've made the right decision for myself.
And actually, I would say your lifestyle has changed because you now get to spend January away from the New York City
That's
cold.
right. And exactly, right? Like if anything, I'm moving in the right direction. I'm very happy about it.
Exactly. Leanne, thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to Second Home First. If you liked what you heard today, be sure to sign up for my free weekly newsletter at buyyoursecondhomefirst.com, where I share the simple 4-step strategy to help you do the same. If you have a minute to subscribe, rate, or review the show, or even send a favorite episode to a friend, that would mean the absolute world to me. And if you want to be a guest on the show, have a question you want answered, or a topic you think I should cover, send me a note at hello@buyyoursecondhomefirst.com or on social media at buyyoursecondhomefirst. I personally read and respond to every single message. Once again, I'm your host, Katie Klein, and I can't wait to see you all again next week. The content shared on Second Home First is for educational and informational purposes only. Please consult a licensed financial advisor before making any investment or financial decisions.